David Brubaker was born on December 26, 1955, to Howard and Lois Brubaker in Lebanon County, Pennsylvania. David is the oldest of four brothers, John, Jerry, and Dennis. Brubaker graduated from Conrad Weiser High School. After graduating high school, Brubaker decided he wanted to join the United States Marine Corps. Before joining the military, Brubaker worked as a farmhand. Brubaker decided to join the military so he could serve his country and figure out what he wanted to do in life. Once boot camp had begun, Brubaker found the physical side of it easy.
You had to climb like these tall posts and go across a rope way high up in the air. And I was never scared of height. When you're out halfway, he crawled across on a rope way high up over a swamp, and supposedly there was alligators in it too.
Since Brubaker served in the Marine Corps during the Vietnam War era, there was a particularly difficult part of training that was taught to soldiers that could go into Vietnam.
I think the worst part was they were teaching you to shoot at children if they were coming in, because the Vietnamese would booby trap the children and send them into our military and then shoot them, and they were rigged up with explosives that would bomb. It would blow up the military.
Brubaker also received special training to work as a tactical vehicle mechanic for the Marine Corps. Brubaker's first assignment after boot camp was going to Montford Point, part of Camp Lejeune. Brubaker worked on vehicles such as deuce and a halves, 5 tons, and gamma goats. Eventually, Brubaker was deployed to Okinawa, Japan. In Okinawa, Brubaker recalls the other men in the military going to bars and clubs in their off time. Brubaker stayed away from those things and started going on runs instead.
To get away from that, I started running. I'd run every night after town. I'd run, and I was running an average of 15 miles a day because somebody gave me a meter to measure. I was running 15 miles a day because it wound me down, it relaxed me, it helped me to stay out of trouble, and it helped keep my mind straight.
Brubaker was loaded up to go into Vietnam several times. Fortunately, he was never deployed into Vietnam. Brubaker was later transferred back to the U.S. at Cherry Point. According to Brubaker, Cherry Point was much more relaxed than what he was used to.
As far as being there in general, it was nice because it was very relaxed. They made fun of me because I got up in the morning, was all squared away in my uniform to march down to where we had to go for work. They're like, we don't do that here. You just go there or work whenever you want to. Then you go back. I'm like, what? Are you kidding me?
Brubaker also spent some time guarding top-secret aircraft. He received shoot-to-kill orders for anyone who attempted to trespass in the hangar, and he was given a secret password that anyone entering the hangar had to recite.
Basically, if anybody approached, you got a password. And if they did not have the proper password and they decided to advance towards this aircraft, you shot to kill.
Brubaker ended up going home from the military early. He was not supposed to go home until June, but he ended up getting to go home in March. Because Brubaker went home a few months early, he was able to attend his younger brother's graduation ceremony, and that was where he met his future wife, my grandmother, Debbie Brubaker. After being discharged from the military, Brubaker decided to enter the reserves. Brubaker recalls not being used to the military being so relaxed, so when he entered the reserves, he had to get used to civilians being in the military. Brubaker ended up being promoted to sergeant in the reserves. Although it took Brubaker some time to get used to civilian life again, he eventually settled down, got married, and had 2 kids, a son and a daughter. He eventually joined the American Legion and started his own tree work business. Thank you, Sergeant Brubaker, for your service in the military.